and carry on about how the United States is a corporation, not a country. Well, that's bullshit.
So, first, who are you talking about in law? A person or a people? I know you don't get it, but that's what I'm here to educate you because you are ignorant. You're not stupid, you're just lacking knowledge. But you can go to a local law library and have one of the clerks help you find these with the information I give and verify everything I say. In Ray Fox, 52 New York, 535. 751, oh, that's different, but it was supported in U.S. versus Fox, 94 U.S. 315. A sovereign is not a person in the legal sense. McDonald versus State, 90 Independent Reporter 320. It was decided one may be a citizen of a state and yet not be a citizen of the United States. There's a clear difference in law between a U.S. citizen and a state citizen. Bergen versus Forbes, 293 Kentucky 456, established that when a word is specifically designated as being included, like person, all other similar words are excluded. In Latin, it translates as inclusio unus est exclusio alteris. The inclusion of one is the exclusion of all others. The certain designation of one person is an absolute exclusion of all others. So when statutes talk about a person, that's only the corporate. What else do we got to support that, Tony? How about the Supreme Court? Caja versus United States. The laws of Congress in respect to those matters do not extend into the territorial limits of the state, but have force only in the District of Columbia and other places that are within the exclusive jurisdiction of the national government. Go read that one. And Cherokee Nation versus the state of Georgia, 30 U.S. 1. The U.S. Supreme Court stated that the term state and nation, let me give you that again, state and nation, are used in the law of nations as well as in common parlance as importing the same thing. So when you talk about the state of California, it's the nation of California. The state of Georgia, the nation of Georgia. So how do we have a nation inside a nation if your conclusions are correct that the United States is a nation? All the individual states are nations, and we are the united countries of America. Get it? U.S. versus Anthony, federal case, 24 Fed 829. The term resident and citizen of the United States is distinguished from a citizen of one of the several states in that the former is a special class of citizen created by Congress. You are a state citizen of the state you were born in, which makes you a citizen of all the states and a non-citizen national of the United States of America. Federal courts, pretty fucking solid. United States versus Hendler, 303 U.S. 564. Now this is dealing with when cops are acting a little bit funky. Really interesting case that no one's ever talked about. That's why you watch all 10 minutes of my videos. A property owner's right to exclude extends to private individuals as well as to government. The intruder who enters clothed in the robes of authority in broad daylight commits no less an invasion of property rights than if he sneaks in the night wearing a burglar's mask. So, again, U.S. Supreme Court saying a cop coming into your house, a cop trying to take you out of your car is no different than if they were wearing a burglar's mask, if they don't have the proper documentation, a warrant. U.S. versus United Mine Workers. Again, Supreme Court, I hate to burst your bubble like this, but you are ignorant, so you're getting taken to school. 330 U.S. 258. In common usage, the term person does not include the sovereign, and statutes employing it will ordinarily not be construed to do so. This is a form of diplomatic immunity. That's what they're talking about. While you are not excused from the consequences of any legitimate crimes which you may commit against real parties in which you cause legitimate damage to another man, woman, citizen, as a sovereign, you cannot be forced to comply with arbitrary administrative regulations imposed by Congress on federal citizens. Now, if you still don't think that there's a difference between person and people, this is my favorite case to wreck people's minds. U.S. versus Valentine. It was decided, and this is 288 F Supplemental 957. The only absolute and unqualified right of a United States citizen is to residence within the territorial boundaries of the United States. Meaning, as such, you have no right to free speech, you have no right to bear arms, you have no right to keep soldiers out of your house, you have no right to be seized with a warrant, only with a warrant. You have no right to remain silent. The only unqualified right is to live there and make money. Law's a different language, sir. It's time you learn to read. Wheeling Steel Corporation versus Fox. Again, the Supreme Court, who figured? 298 U.S. 193. The U.S. citizens of the District of Columbia, residing in one of the states of the Union, are classified as property and franchises of the federal government as an individual entity. So you have no rights as a U.S. citizen. There's a clear distinction between citizen and national, state national. Review the tape, dude. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.